Hello, this is Ken Quigley, and today's demonstration is on custom tables for ACT. So, what we're going to be doing is focusing on a mortgage table. Now, the subject of the mortgages is irrelevant. I like using the mortgages as a demonstration because it's an easy to understand transactional data entry. So to that end, we are going to click on Add, and as you can see, there's a mortgage tab, and we have a custom table set up under here with absolutely no records. So we're going to click on Add, and up will pop a form. We're going to enter in some basic mortgage information just to record for this mortgage entry. Basic mortgage. It automatically defaults to open. Okay, we're going to say starting date. Now, this is a date field, so we can just click on the end. Change the year. Interest rate is 5%. Okay, and we'll just say duration is 5 years. Principal is $200,000. Add one more zero. And we can have put in premium or standard, or we can also just click on here and edit the list just by clicking on this little icon. Put in the mortgage number, documents, have a memo field to add in some detailed information here as needed. And now we're just going to click on OK. Now, as you can see, this is entered in as a line, like an additional line in a spreadsheet. And the beauty of this is you can add in as many as you need. There's really no practical limit to this. So you can just keep on adding as you wanted. So let's say Allison McCullough here needed 3 mortgages. There's really no difficulty in entering in as many mortgages as you need to record for this particular contact. The nice thing is as well is that you can turn around and make this a closed mortgage and automatically see here, you can then filter. Okay, and say you only want, now we need some other values in here, but what we can do is if we had a bunch of mortgages, some open, some closed, we can filter by either open or closed. And the nice thing is that that allows us to manage not only past transactions, but current transactions and filter them as needed. Now, this may not seem particularly important on a single contact level, but if you go over here to the nav bar and click on mortgages, you get a global view of all the mortgages available here. Okay, so now what we can do, we can see here, and you've got all the abilities here to filter by each one of them. Okay, and let's go clear filter. Make sure that we don't have any other ones here. Clear filter. Okay, now let's say that we wanted to see all the mortgages that we had here funded. We can simply click on summary, right click over here and say sum, and you can immediately see that you've got 400,000. Now there's a lot of columns in here, so some of this information is going to get compressed, but as you widen it, the other nice thing is if you had a little trouble managing this, you can just click on here and say best fit all columns, and it automatically adjusts much like it would in Excel. Speaking of Excel, you can obviously export all this information to Excel. You can manage it in groups. You can delete contacts very easily, refresh the list, and boom. Look what happens when you refresh the list. You can actually see the additional mortgage entry that we had just created. Okay, now, how does that compare to the old method of trying to store this kind of information in the contact table? We click on here and we go over to this, which is a tab that I've created to organize mortgage information the old way. We enter in mortgage information, and what would happen is if we had any additional information, let's say that this person got a second mortgage, we would either have to create another row of contact fields, which is a little bit laborious for managing mortgages, or what we would do is overwrite the information in this. Now that would be perhaps acceptable if you were recording information on a mortgage that was replacing the previous one, but if it was an additional one, clearly that would be unsuitable. The other thing is that When it's in the custom table, you really can't roll up and see a global view of all your mortgages. They're tremendously reduced ability to do reporting, filtering, everything. And a quick demonstration of that is if you wanted to see all your mortgages, even if you selected list table and put in all your mortgage contact fields right here, it would only display one per contact. Okay, so you would never get an accurate information. If you put in a second row and clicked on list view, you would only get the contact fields for all the ones that you displayed. Obviously, if you had 2 or 3 rows, you would have to then display all of these until they were running, miles off the screen. And obviously, for display purposes, that would make no sense. So, getting back to the preferred method on mortgages, we've got an easy management. We can calculate, we can filter, we can handle the information either at a contact level or global level. And I think you'll agree it's a far more efficient way. So this has been a basic demonstration of managing mortgages as an example for custom tables within ACT. Thank you very much for your time today.